know you, although you don't know them, but that doesn't make you a PhD holder anyway. Principal Professor Moses Mwezi, Engineer Mjimba, the representative of the Executive Director, Uganda Communications Commission, our school secretary, Dr. Francis Yosa, deans of faculties, members of management present, e-booster team, cohort 1, our guests, ladies and gentlemen. I want to take this pleasure. It's my first time in life to follow protocol when I'm going to speak. That's why you see I had to write it down, because I don't want to get embarrassed in front of my bosses. And Professor, I think that one I've passed somehow. Yes. You know, in class there is no protocol. You are the chief of staff. I want to thank everyone for coming. The institution is off for holiday because we ended the exams. So finding time to come here is not something that we take for granted. But also our principal is very busy. It is one of his busiest days today. Getting him here is also something we don't take for granted. So I want to thank you for that, but also to thank the Uganda Communications Commission for trusting us. It's not easy to do accountability. We teach project management, but Uganda has a very high position in project failures worldwide. We did not want to be part of that. And the project success is on accountability and impact. So I want to thank the companies that were successful in that, and also thank UCC for keeping us involved in the process. We have produced some academic papers. You can find them online if you put eBooster Uganda. We are already attracting citations, but that means that the stakeholders are aware of what we are doing. In this, we are going to go through several phases. It's not going to be simple, that one I can guarantee, but it is objectively rigorous, because we don't want to put the name of UCC and MUBS in bad shape. We see most of the accounting officers and project managers getting humiliated in public because of lack of accountability and project mismanagement. We have to do that in the interest of safeguarding resources of the country as well. We are going to do adverts. They will come out, but we are already inviting applications. The portals are active. Professor Kituyu will talk about that. And then we'll have different rounds of evaluations. The first one is the first level, which will attract masses, we know, but then we see it, we have different tools, we select again. The second one will capacitate in terms of refining the solutions so that they are relevant to the needs of the targeted beneficiaries, but also they are in line with the priorities of the program. Then from there, we normally do boot camps. It's usually a roller coaster. We did 24 hours last time after failing to agree on the 36 hours, but most likely we are to move for the 36-hour or 72-hour boot camp, so that we have enough time to understand what these companies are going to do. We relate it to the National Development Plan 4, look at the Vision 2040, look at the UN SDGs, so that we are not outside the development agenda. But also, remember that the government has the 10-fold growth target. We must contribute to that socio-economic target. So we will focus on that, and the process is going to be so Catholic. We want to discourage anyone who is interested in coming to us, because it will be somehow of a betrayal. We also have names to protect. We cannot just lose names and then you make money at our cost. We are sorry. And those of you Some people tried last time, but it was difficult and we created enemies, but we owe our country that. Yes, I cannot put my career and reputation at risk just because you go through. That's not who we are. So I want to introduce to you our team, our core team. We have Professor Kitui Mayoka. We have Dr. Dennis Aguma, who has also, I think by end of this week, he will be an assistant professor at the University of Birmingham City in the Great Britain. We have Dr. Ismail Nkambwe, who is also our head of department here in the Department of Project and Small Business Management. We have Miss Anita Nwarinda. We did not involve her because of gender issues. She was an intern on the first cohort, and she really performed very well. She's a computing student. We found it necessary to also include her on this so that she learns a lot more. She did well, and we hope she will learn a lot more. So that's the team that we have. And then we co-opted Mr. Samson Kasumba. Most of you may have asked, he's not in academia. We are not hiring him, by the way. He's not hired. Don't expect accountability involving hiring him. But he is in practice, he's in media, and he helps us on media issues. And so that's the reason he's here. And you are dealing with the regulator, please. When your parents, bring children the class you teach them much better than the way you teach others. Okay. So I want to invite, I'll give only 3 minutes each of the cohort 1 companies. I'll use the geographical proximity advantage with the one who is so closest to me. Who is closest to me? Cinnamon is closer to me than First Consultant. So please, it is going to be exactly 3 minutes. Talk about what you have been doing and the successes you have recorded, and if you have any one you came with of your beneficiaries, you can also share the minutes, maybe give them a minute, because our principals also have other engagements after here, so we don't want to hold them for too long. There is another microphone there. Are you going to make a presentation? It says video, okay. Do you have sound? Okay.
Solutions brings you Yimusa Level Season 1.
The Cinnamon Club's application implementation under the e-Booster program is a transformative initiative designed to address the unique challenges faced by savings groups and individuals in Uganda's underserved fishing communities along Lake Victoria's shores. Spanning 4 districts, Jinja, Mukono, Bwikwe and Masaka, this is just the beginning of a journey that aims to cover the entire country.
My name I'm called Akera John Bosco, Chairman, A1 Group. We are based in Jinja at Matese, and our major office is at A1 Beach. I thank Cinnamon for having organized the training session that has occurred today, that we've learned a lot, and through the learning that Cinnamon has transformed our lives, because most of the group members didn't know the art of saving and the importance of saving, but as of now, since Cinnamon came in, we've now learned the basics of saving, the importance of saving, and also how saving can transform someone's life. We are so much privileged that Cinnamon has done great in collaboration with UCC, to have trained us. And our vision is moving to the highest level, in that we shall transform our group into a saving group, and also we form our group as loan giving to other group members, because we have all the basics of saving that has been brought to us by Cinnamon in collaboration with UCC. Before Cinnamon came in, we had issues of record keeping, and now that we've got the tabs from Cinnamon, we are likely to be keeping proper records and also proper record management because of what they've given us, because we are going to be using that for data collection and also for data analysis, so that members don't have query in regard to their saving, more so about their money issues, so that we move as a serious group to the next level.
Our specific objectives are to foster the adoption of technology by underserved communities in the fishing sector, starting with Lake Victoria shores. To address financial record-keeping challenges faced by village savings and loan associations, VSLAs, in fishing communities, providing access to automation tools that boost household economic growth. To improve financial literacy and empower these communities with knowledge for better financial management. Here are the achievements thus far. Digitization of VSLAs. 21 savings groups in Jinja, Mokono, Buikwe, and Masaka landing sites received tablets to digitize their records, enhancing transparency and accountability. Financial literacy training. Over 10,000 people were trained in financial literacy and digital transformation. Campaign reach. The Yimusa Level campaign has so far impacted over 300,000 people through TV, print, and social media platforms. A sneak peek into our innovative communication. The Yimusa Level campaign. Recognizing the need for a dynamic approach, Cinnamon Solutions transformed the traditional financial literacy training into an engaging medium: music, dance, and drama. The Save and Grow Your Money campaign under the Yimusa Level banner empowered savings groups to compete and perform in categories such as poetry, original folk songs, and dance. This creative strategy spread financial literacy messages while fostering community engagement and creativity. Here is our impact. Communities reached. Over 10,000 individuals trained and received a message of financial literacy and mindset change. Savings groups digitized. 21 VSLAs now effectively using digital tools for record keeping.
Amanya gange nze Debora Kwebiha nga ndi chairperson w'aba Mukene Women's Traders Association. Tubadde tuterekanga mu buboksi nga tuli group tuli abantu 15 nga kale tuteeka mu buboksi ne tuwola buli wiki nga tuwola omuntu omwomu bwe wayitawo wiki ate endala ate ne tukola ki ne tuwaata omuntu omulala naye kati entereka gye tugenda okuterekamu ndala nnyo si yene ey'obuboksi buno kaakati tugenda kutereka mu mabanka kuba wano twalitereka mu buboksi oluusi bannaffe abatuterekera ne bakola ki ne batubba ssente ezo naye kati wano tunatereka mu mabanka tebajja kubba ssente zaffe.
Awareness raised. Over 300,000 people reached across media platforms. Through this project, Cinnamon Solutions is building a culture of financial literacy, ICT adoption, and sustainable savings practices within Uganda's fishing communities. By empowering communities with technology and knowledge, we're paving the way for inclusive economic growth across the country. Special thanks to our partners, Uganda Communications Commission, UCC, and UCSAF program and Makerere University Business School, MUBS.
Okay, thank you very much. I think these videos are on YouTube. You have used the time of 3 people. You are creating under service. Okay? I thought there is no box anymore.
Kodeyo bakagwa. Nze ndi mwana musoga kuva Idinda. Ndakwogera mu Lusoga. Kuba gye bandagaana nga ndi mu Lusoga. So ndinakozesa Lusoga okubawa obubaka obutuufu. Sinamoni yaida nga erituleetera obubaka obw'okutereka esente. Twali tutereka esente aye nga tutuyidi kukozesa sente kuva ku siteepu esooka kwirakwirako. Bwe basooka ne baida bamemba basooka bababona bubi omulundi baida nga mu gwakusatu mu kusooka. Baira omulundi ogwokubiri n'obubaka obulungi obw'okwegeresa abantu abawansi okutereka esente era baviire batya mu bwavu otambula otya okuva wano okwira awandi. Mu bumpimpi twali tutereka esente mu bitabo muno ndowooza professor naida abonamu ku record seed naida abakobera. Nebaza UCC nti ngawe muli kukobanga nti abantu bawansi ffe tuli bawansi ino aye ndi wa mukisa mu bantu beidinda nti nize gwe balese okusingana ku baprofesa era okuba omu kwabo abafuniyemu nti esente twali tuditerekanga omwo nga bamemba tibe kakafu nga n'okusevinga kwaibwe kutono aye we balese message era batugemya amasimu gana amanene gebeeta tabs kuti saadi no batwegeisa engeri y'okuterekamu esente era buli muntu message eri kujja ku isimu ye yaba nga mwikayika muwali nti sente daali dibonako. Einuma awo abantu bali basevinga nga omuntu asobola okutereka omuntu amulala kitundu aye buti saawa dino bali kujja nga beyongera kuba buti sente bwe baditayo badibona ku masimu gaibwe. So tweyanza UCC okutusindikira Sinamoni okututumbola level. Nze saawa dino baadeta Sinamoni level ewaife eyo ekyo kyebaliza Katonda nti muntaire ku level eyindi. Saawa dino abantu bambonera ku level nene ino we bandagaana kiwendi we basooka kuba ekibiina kino kwagala kwa Mukama saving group nkiridinze emyaka guno gwa 9 aye tubaire tutukola bulungi aye Sinamoni bwe yaidye ekintu nkitaire ku haya kiri ku haya level tuli kutambula bulungi era ndi kusaba mukulu Dickson nti abantu bali kumbuuza phase 2 kuba group deforming bwawo aye abantu bali kumbuuza olwa technology ono yaidi okutereka sente baire bona babawe ku knowledge babe nti basobola okutereka ku sente daibwe ku masimu agamanene kuba bati okuba n'ebibiina babalumuka ku like saawa dino abantu bali kulumuka n'obubox aye buti bali kwenda mwongere okwidayo kuba ebibiina ebiforming bwawo nze wange yali ebibiina 3 aye saawa dino tulina ebibiina nga 9 aye bali kwenda amasimu ago agaterekebwa mu information. So obwire butono mbeyanziza aba UCC anda Sinamoni mwebale ino mukulu Dickson mwebale okuntwala waigulu higher level.
Tweyanzize ino. Is it how they say it? Tweyanzize ino. I think this is what we owe to our communities, and I think there is a program of giving gadgets. I saw you giving gadgets. You could also think about their need, because it increases, it even creates spaces for other government programs to access communication. I now want to invite, but we shall not have the same luxury of time, because we promised the public that it will not be so long. So first, Madam Executive Director, it was not a masculine program. You can see our mothers and sisters are represented. You want to use a projector also? I hope it is not the same duration. Okay.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm Dr. Catherine Tinduwensi from FIS Consultants, one of the beneficiaries from eBooster, that program that was funded by UCC. So our program was on the digital app on called Fist Farms, which was focusing on farm management, enhancing farm management practices under the marginalized farmers. And this helps in farm record keeping, in linking farmers with professionals, extension workers, markets, and input suppliers. Our initial target was to improve farm management for at least 250 commercial, small, and medium-scale farms in 1 year. And we've been running for the last 8 months. Our project is implemented in Kayunga, in Gomba, Ruero, and Wakiso districts. And some of the activities that we conducted, we sensitized the district leadership, and we had different sessions in the district. And we also looked at these sessions were to enable them to appreciate what the project is all about and set a foundation for project sustainability so that these activities can actually continue within the communities. We sensitized the communities. For each of the districts, we had 2 sub-counties, one rural, one urban. And here we engaged with farmers. You can see we are in their setting, their local setting under trees, so they actually identify with the app. It should not be something very strange for them. And we were introducing the application to them and onboarding them on the app. As I will show you, we'll see the number of members that we already have. By end of Jan, we had 200 farmers who had onboarded to the application, and they were already utilizing the app. Then we looked at the potential farmers, the potential farm managers. These are students who are in the agriculture training institutions. We went to different training institutions. Most of these farmers do not know where to find the professionals who can manage their farms. So we had to partner with the different training institutions, and we went to training institutions like Bukaras Agricultural College. We went to Rudis, which is in Mitiana, and through this, over 150 farm managers have been onboarded on the app. You can actually download the app and identify the farmer that you want, identify the supplier of your inputs, and even recruit a farm manager for your farm in case you are not based on the farm. And one of the activities that when we went for the competition, we already had the app running. That was how it looked like. That was the interface. But we upgraded that. This is the new user interface that we actually, how we utilize the part of the funding. And as you can see, this is much easier to use. And also, we did not have a function to generate a financial statement. That is a statement that you can actually get from your app. So you can go to the app and select, if you have different crops, you can select and see which one is more profitable, which one should you engage in much more. And so in terms of impact, over 1,000 people were reached in the 4 districts, and 500 users signed up during these last about 7 months, of which 233 are agripreneurs, 50 are service providers. These are qualified people who offer services also through the app. We have 36 agro-input dealers, some traders, and 181 job applicants. And so our lessons, the lessons we've learned is that farmers still remain hugely digitally underserved. There is a very, very big gap, and great sensitization and awareness creation is still needed to enhance adoption of digital solutions in the agriculture sector. Sustainability may not be attained in 1 year, and therefore we think that more funding is required to consolidate the impact that has been created. And we have one of our beneficiaries. Mr. Ismail, you can come and share your experience of using the app. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We give him a minute. Is it also in Lusoga?
Basebo ne banyabo.
Okay. Badde ntidde.
Ndi muganda okuva e Kayunga era oluzungu sirupiikinga bulungi, saba kunzikiriza njogere mu Luganda. Tinze okusokera ddala nebaza aba first consultation ti batuyigiriza enkola gye twali tetumanyi luli okugeza nga ebya record keeping mu business twali tetugimanyiddeko ddala. Okay, nga tugimanyi naye nga tuwandiika mu bitabo byaffe ogenda okwesanga nga newe waterese weerabidde nawo. Oyinza okwesanga nti ate akayumba kayidde ne kajjiramu ebitabo ebyo. Naye batuleetera enkola ey'okutereka ku masimu kuno records, ne bw'oba ng'okooye nnyo okomyewo waka weebase osobola okugalamira ku buliri bwo n'oba nti ojjuzaamu records ezo zonna z'oba otunze, oba okugeza nti otunze bijanjaalo funye mu kilo meka, otunze ku bbeeyi ki, era wateekamu ki, ebyo byonna byonna tubeera nga tubijjuza ku masimu gaffe gano. So kitukoze bulungi nnyo ffe abatandiiseeko okukikozesa. Si ekyo kyokka wabula n'okunoonya abalimisa ngeri bwe tuli balimi nti omulimisa omutuufu omunoonya otya, kituyambyeko amasimu gano okubanoonyezaako era abatukozeemu omulimu mulungi. Si ekyo kyokka wabula waliwo n'abatunda amadagala gano ag'ebirime nti abantu abo abamu bayinza okutunda fake. So kituyambyeko okuzuula abantu abo abatunda fake n'abatatunda fake ebidagala ebyo. So mu bufunze challenge gye tuyina nga ffe Bannakayunga mu porogulaamu eno nti emisomo gikyali mitono mu bantu, teginaba kunnyikira bulungi. Tusaba kitongole kino kibeere nga kijja kinyikiza n'okutraininga abo bonna abasobola okutumatiza eyo obulungi enkozesa eno eya FIST. Tweyanziza.
Assalamu alaikum. So we'll go for the next. You see, we are really trying to rush people through, but you realize this one needs a whole day of experience sharing, which I think we'll arrange in the course of the capacity building for the next cohort. Yes, please, you can start. This one is used to the ones of UK. It's not used to the ones of Kampala. The ones of UK are instant. We are underserved.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Akankwasa Frank from Suzy Water Harvesting Company Limited.
Due to slow progress in assistive technology. However, a team of developers from Uganda has created the Blind Assistant app which can read documents aloud to help address this issue.
We first trained them on how to use the smartphone. We found that some had not even caught it in their hands. They were so excited having it and being trained on how to operate it. And introducing the blind assistant application was something that was welcomed by them.
Saapo Lokagwa Secondary School in central Uganda was among the first to offer training for its 24 visually impaired students and their aides. The application, developed locally by Suzy Water Harvesting Company, is one of several accessibility applications that utilize the capabilities of smartphones' camera, portability and connectivity.
Reading notes has not been easy because our friends tend to be too busy and time is going. By the time you want to read, everything is too much. And this app, the Blind Assistant, has come to solve all those problems. We are able to read on our own and in the time that we want.
16-year-old Wene Paida Isabella pays close attention as an instructor guides the students. Each student receives a smartphone, with some experiencing mobile technology for the first time. Wene lost partial vision at the age of 13 due to glaucoma.
With the assistive technologies which has been given, the Braille Assist, they are able to scan these texts without having to translate them into Braille. So they will depend on the audio version to read what is in the text and be able to answer the question as required. I know that is going to save time for them, also for the teacher to give assessment work to them.
Following a week of training, visually impaired students at the school were given certificates and new mobile devices to support their studies. For the time being, smartphones are handed out to students for free after their training sessions.
I think we need to clap for these people. It's difficult. Even us who teach, we know what we go through. And curriculum development, I know Professor Mweza has been asking where are the PWDs in the curriculum. I think now UCC, we can work together to support this underserved community. I'll invite the next. In the interest of time, the testimonies may not come really. Yes, so allow me to be a bit bad. Let's have the next.
Thank you so much. My name is Osbert from Infosec Technologies. We did a pro bono portal that helps people who can't afford legal services to hire a private lawyer to help them access justice, connect them with lawyers who are willing to offer free legal services. So what we've been doing, we did the portal and also developed the mobile app. So we are working with legal aid organizations like Uganda Law Society that has about 50 legal clinics across the country, and feed the women to help them automate their work so that they can be able to help people, give them free access to justice. So we are helping them do case management, we are helping them case scheduling, and also helping them now connect them to more lawyers since we have the database of all lawyers. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And lastly, and maybe as they come, UCC Play Store was supporting our people, but now they have waived off. They have stopped supporting our developers. They were giving 2-year grace period, but it is not anymore. I don't know what you'll do to engage them, because you see now what will happen to access. I think it is like a week old, so without Play Store, which is the biggest Chinatown of applications. Chinatown, you know Chinatown. So UCC, I think you may have to renegotiate with the Apps Play. Is it Google Play? Yeah, and I think Professor Sone Nyeko here, you have to also increase on the voice in advocating for this. Otherwise, all these developments may go in vain. Let's listen to the last team. Doctor, please.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Benny from Biotechnologies. We are excited to present you FarmCell, which was part of the 5 ICT solutions that were considered in the first round. And I've come with my boss. So we work for the farmers, okay? So in a way, farmers that are vulnerable and that my bosses, they keep me thinking every day how to help them achieve more with their effort. So I'm with my boss, who'll be talking briefly after me. So FarmCell is a digital marketplace for agricultural products. As many of you know, Uganda, our backbone is in farming, is in agriculture. But in many cases, once you have grown your vegetables, your fruits, beautiful, nice, you have harvested, and you want to sell them, it becomes a hassle. When you try to put them on the truck and take to Nakasolo market, all the traders will not accept to buy from you. There's kind of a cartel of different middlemen who wants to have a big share. So what we have seen, even myself, is that there are a lot of middlemen, a chain from my farm. By the time things get to your plate, they have gone through a series of very many middlemen. They call themselves traders, but for me the right term is middlemen. They never do anything. They just come to your farm and they take things at a small price, and then they reap a big profit from the other side. This is the problem that Innocent and very many other farmers in this country and Africa face every day, because growing is good, and apps like this, which helps with management of the farm, is good, but in the end, once things have harvested, it becomes a hassle. So we want to stop this, and this is what we are doing through FarmCell. It's a digital marketplace for agricultural products. Here, a farmer just gets on Play Store, download the app, and then after that, they're able to upload the product they're trying to sell, and it gets into our system, and then it's flashed to a network of buyers who are going to buy this directly. They're not traders. We deal with people who are going to consume these products, such as hotels, supermarkets, not like another trader and then another trader, another trader. No. We want to remove all that within the grocery supply chain to let things reach the person who is, need to buy them. So for now, of course, we have a very beautiful video that documents stories from everybody, but I think for interest of time, maybe we will not be showing. But allow me to introduce my boss to talk to you about how he has benefited from using FarmCell. Over to you, Innocent.
Hello. Abasebo ne bannyabo mbalamusizza. Amanya Innocent Sekangayi, omu ku bafunyeemu ku FarmCell. Nagifuna nga ngogulinga kusinziira ku mirimu gye nkola ne bye ntunda. Kunoonya omuntu abigula si kyangu, wabula kutunda kwoyo eyeetaaga ekyo ky'olina. Nkola ekitono nga kirungi, si mu bungi kusinziira ku kifo mwe nkolera. So nemba nga mpitira mu FarmCell okubaako bye ntunda. Essaawa eno ekyo ekitono nkitunda direct ko aba akyagala ku lwa bakama bange mu FarmCell, kubanga kiba kirungi ng'ate kitono, nze gwange gwa kukola ekyo ekitono mu bulungi bwakyo, kituuke ku oyo akyagala nga naye akyagala mu bulungi bwakyo neyanziza.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Over to you.
We'll arrange during the boot camp, we give enough time for people to share and inspire. As I wind up, I'll give a minute to Dr. Guma to share with us how we are now going to inform the world in terms of international partnerships, publications, etc., but within the shortest time possible that you can.
Thank you very much, Professor Abaho. Dennis Aguma is my name. I work at Birmingham City University as a business incubation consultant and researcher in the College of Business, Digital Transformation and Entrepreneurship. For the benefit of those at MUBS, you'll be pleased to know that I'm an alumnus of this great institution. I was part of the first cohort, in fact, under Makerere University Business School. And on that note, I would like to thank all the colleagues from Makerere University Business School. I see lots of deans and heads of different faculties. And in particular, Professor Mwezi, as I mentioned earlier, your support for this has been incredible. And on that note, just to congratulate him once again for his recent appointment. I think for me, what this demonstrates is the role of academia in capacity building, knowledge transfer, and policy support. And I think during the first cohort, we've seen what that can actually do. We've published, I think, 2 papers at the moment. We have a couple of other things in the pipeline, a baseline study, and an impact case study. So all these stories that you're telling, we want to capture them in a manner that is publishable to demonstrate the impact that UCC is actually doing. Perhaps another thing that is not often talked about is the international partnerships, the role of international partnerships in addressing global challenges and knowledge transfer partnerships and broadening perspectives, essentially. And that's how I come in as a consultant from Birmingham City University. Maybe for the benefit of others, Birmingham City University and Makerere University Business School have a relationship that has recently been cemented. I think the final signatures are probably going to be done at some point into a memorandum of understanding. One of the things that I see a lot happening in terms of innovation startups is that ideas are worthless. Everyone has an idea. Execution is everything. Most of our businesses die in this so-called valley of death. So it's my prayer that these ideas that we're seeing, the Cinnamons and all these guys, that the next phase of their life is actually going to be the hardest, scaling up. And that's where most of our startups in Africa actually die. They lack the skills, they lack the technical expertise, they lack the funding, the institutional infrastructure. Our entrepreneurial ecosystem has some of those voids. And it's through partnerships like these, a combination of knowledge that we have within the university, support from institutions like Uganda Communications Commission, and their energy that is going to drive Uganda to the next level. On that note, I would like to thank our UCC partners. Engineer Susan Nakanwaji, whom I get to see in person for the first time. She's been greatly supporting us. We've been doing a lot of work together online and coordinating everything. So it's good to see you, to put a face to a name. Engineer Arnold Mujuni, we've met before. You've supported us along the way. And here representing Mr. James Veronda, who is, I think, now the head of UCUSAF. Director, I beg your pardon. Thank him very much for all the support he's given us, not just in the first phase, but even throughout this particular process. We are very grateful. And of course, lastly, but by no means least, Engineer Christine Mujimba, the Director of ICT and Research, here representing Honorable Nyombi. One of the things I liked about the small talk that we had when we were in Professor's office was your understanding and appreciation of knowledge that is generated from higher education institutions. Most people think universities, you go there to study, which is true. We teach you some of the knowledge we have, but we're in the business of creating knowledge. And if we create that knowledge and that knowledge stays here, we have failed in our role. Our role as higher education institutions is to use that knowledge to transform our country. We can't do it alone. We need institutions like Uganda Communications Commission. So to that extent, I'm very, very grateful for being part of this opportunity. Lastly, the other thing I want to talk about maybe is, I want to tell a story. I won't take too long on this one.
You have already taken long.
It's a story of the Industrial Revolution. Most of you will be familiar in the late 18th to 19th century when we had the first Industrial Revolution. Here you're talking about mechanization, you know, agriculture, trucks, and all of that kind of stuff. Africa was not part of that game when it was happening. We were busy digging in my home village in Kabale with sticks and hoes. We weren't part of that. Then you get to the second Industrial Revolution. Here you have mass production, powered mainly by electricity and other things. Again, we were not part of that discussion. We were just mere observers. Then you get to the third Industrial Revolution. We begin to participate a bit. Here you're talking about digitization, using computers, electronics, the world of the internet, and so on and so forth. Here we begin to participate, but we're sitting on the periphery of that. At last, we get into the fourth and fifth Industrial Revolution. Lastly, we are also now part of the table. We are sitting at the table. The tools that these people are using in the Western world about robotics and AI. As a Muchiga from Kabale, I work with these guys. I support them to deploy these tools and technologies. These tools are also available to you, my fellow Ugandans. So I would like to encourage each and every young entrepreneur, any startup and SME that is working on a digital solution to reach that unserved and underserved sector which is where the majority of Ugandans actually are, to come with your solutions. The most important solutions that scale the best are those who are serving a particular need. Businesses exist to solve a particular problem, an issue, a need. And we have so many needs in these communities. So I want to encourage each and everyone to get onto the eBooster website, ebooster.co.ug, and apply. And then we'll take you through. Our role is really to support you along that journey. I could be here speaking all day, but in the interest of time, allow me to stop here and thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, the club I support is one of the most miserable in the world. But there is a time the match had ended, and then we were called for a penalty kick, and we won. So sometimes having extra time is important. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got this trend and what it means to us. It's called Manchester United. We have done all we can, but the patient is still unwell. Professor Kasumba, I also wish to invite you to finalize this event. So I'll hand over to you. But as you come, we are left with 3 items. One is remarks from our host, Professor Moses Mwezi, and then our visitor, Uganda Communications Commission, and then Professor Kitui will wrap up. Then we do press briefings and group photography, and then we'll be done. We had breakfast prepared, but it's likely to be something else. After all, it all goes to the stomach, since it is Christmas. So, Professor Kasumba, you are better than me on inviting important people. I am done with the most important people. Now you invite the very most important people. That one of Professor Kasumba, don't present it to NBSHR office, please.
I am asking the people in the media to carry the story that I have some honorary titles now. And please don't go out there and run stories that I am masquerading as an academic. These titles remain in this room. I have made note of that. Thank you for your kindness, Prof. I think you are inspiring me now, deliberately, to go back to academia and earn these titles. And I will take that challenge on, especially knowing that you are more than willing to fund the process. So, Prof, without much further ado, thank you so much for the work you're doing in turning around this institution into what it is. I never believe that progress happens with prayer and accidents. There are usually individuals behind it. And if you doubted your impact on this institution, the hand clap to invite you will certainly be confirmation that there's something you're doing that is right. I think there's now no doubt.
Thank you so much. The acting ED of the Uganda Communications Commission, Engineer Christine Mujimba. Let's welcome the engineer here. And the management of Uganda Communications Commission. Thank you so much for paying a visit to MUBS. I'm happy to see MUBS management, MUBS colleagues stand up, and we welcome you again. Thank you so much. Mr. Kasumba, these are my generals, and they make things happen. Thank you for coming. The media fraternity and Sir Samson Kasumba, you're welcome to MUBS. Why can't you come and teach in our Department of Media Studies? He's a very practical, he's a practical guy. We need these people to be part of what we do. His Excellency, the Guild President and your cabinet, if you are here, and all people that participated in phase 1 and everybody, I'm humbled to be here to welcome you to Makerere University Business School during this nice season of Christmas. You know, it's a nice season. Welcome to MUBS. And thank you, UCC, for the value-adding partnership. This is a value-adding partnership. And I would do sincere appreciate. Take our regards to Honorable Nyambitembo. He's a friend of MUBS actually. Other than this, he has been part of this journey, and appreciate him for us. We appreciate you as a superpower, but you know we're also a superpower. MUBS is a superpower in its own right. And this kind of partnership is welcome for this country. We can't keep in silos. We must take the university outside the four walls. And UCC, you are welcome to be part of MUBS activities. We have 4 campuses in Mbare, in Arua, Mbarara, and Jinja. So if you are talking about the unserved and underserved, we can use those structures to reach there. We can actually use them as a base to do what we are doing, even other communication activities. This is a business school, and it is our work to do that. I have noted the activities that are going on. Some are science, but you know every model, scientific model, must be efficient if there is a business model incorporated. So even those who are doing veterinary and all innovations, business must be part of your game. Otherwise, you'll do innovation, get a vaccine, but the vaccine can't be marketed. The vaccine cannot be cost effective. So I think MUBS colleagues will have a great role to do for this economy. And I want to empower you to be part of this and be part of what is happening outside our gate. And Professor Bao, I think you have done it well. The engagement between academia, the private sector, the public sector, you have done it well. This is what the whole world wants, actually. So I want us to continue to do this and do it much better. Part of my program, when the president gave me this job, is to make business school different, to make it relevant for the economy. We can't do things as usual. There are very many people that are out of school. 700,000 children do PLE. By the time they finish university and colleges, there are 200,000. 500,000 get lost along the way. We must do catch-up programs to pick them up and give them a second chance in life. It's the work of the business school. My dear colleagues, we have that great role. Once you do it, you have done this country a great job, and we want to take that mantle on. So these programs you see, I don't know how many people we have impacted on. We need those records. They are towards that goal. You know, ED, we have a lot of knowledge in that library. Every year we have 15 people getting PhD. Even in January we have 7 people to graduate at Makerere. And many masters, 300 masters dissertations. These dissertations are just there, gathering dust. This knowledge cannot seamlessly go to the public where it should be used. It's very unfortunate. We all know of the Chitezi incident where research had been done, conducted, and conclusions made that something must be done, but it was not used, and disaster happened. So we have a lot of knowledge that is kept here. I know that we also need to up our game, do the right methodology, dear colleagues, professors, use applied methodology, involve the stakeholders when we are crafting topics and concept papers, and bring them into the university, and even make them supervisors and panelists. If you are developing a topic in journalism, in mass media, Mr. Samson Kasumba could give you better ideas of the objectives and the hypothesis and whatever, and it could be useful when you get out of here. I studied in Netherlands. If Shell wanted to do a research on marketing, they would sponsor that research. They would give you the topic. They would give you the questions to study. There would be half of the interviewing panel. And once you finish, this work is ready for use. So So universities must not keep here, the ivory tower. It's very unfortunate. I hope we know that 30% of the knowledge in the world comes from academia. It's very unfortunate. But for your own information, whatever has happened in the world, there is a theory behind it. Even the public, those people who criticize universities, they are wrong. Whatever you see, there is a theory behind it. But only 30% of knowledge has come from education. It is even worse. Only 2% of the world knowledge is attributed to Africa academia. 2%. Despite the fact that every other person you see is an African. I mean, the power of numbers. So where are we going? Where are we going? We must up our game. And now that we have technology, UCC, we can leverage on this technology. Things are now better. You can reach many people. You can access everybody. So it is possible now to do wonders. And I think Uganda Communication Commission, you are doing a good job to associate yourselves with the masses. And that's when we shall feel your importance. At the business school, we have ICT. All over the all programs have ICT. And our students somehow get to know about ICT. We incubate, they have applications they have tried to pick up, they innovate, they come up with them, but they stop there at the prototype. They don't proceed to operationalize this. So this brings me to the issue of sustainability. Do we have the sustainable strategy, sustainability strategy for what we are doing? Otherwise, we may celebrate data, people come and present, and it stops there. The companies that we have known, they need that trajectory to reach somewhere. So Uganda Communications Commission, I think you go back, I imagine you are thinking about it, to see how to put in place sustainability programs and handhold them for about 5 years so that they become powerful. And I think dealing with the unserved and underserved is an act of humanity. There are few people that are concerned about humanity. And yet, whenever the call of humanity is made, everybody should say, I'm present. So it is important that we continue to do this, and I want to appreciate you. When I heard the testimonies here, the old women, they can't speak English, but they are able to speak and say, we are doing this. It is a vote of confidence in UCC, and we want to thank you. Thank you so much. You know, the educated class, associating ourselves with an educated class, it's very important. I'm sorry I can't speak Rusogo or Uganda. I should have spoken in those languages. The world is suffering because of the educated people. And yet the communities sent us to school to come and be helpful and help them. We have turned against them. I mean, we know the policemen, if you get a problem, Gamba no go, I say, I'm always there, I have this, I continue. I splash mud on you. I will take all the money. Today I have capacity to sign, and I take 100 million from MUBS, if you didn't know, and take it home. You may not even know I've taken it. So the money that should have been used for other things will be taken by one person. The educated class. We know the policemen, we can deal with the judges and get away with it. We can do anything and get away with it, and they remain poor. So the educated people, come back from the crowds and stay with us on earth. We are here. Don't have to keep in the crowds. So Professor Bao and your team, I think what you are doing is right, to go to the masses. The original purpose of education was to send people to UK, to America, to come back and help them. They sent Kamuzu Banda to America to study medicine. When he came back from medicine to Malawi, he said, I can't speak Kichewa, I have forgotten, I don't speak English. Yeah, but the man who was just left said, I don't know that language. But he became a president. And you know what happened? So I think we are betraying our communities. We must make sure we are part of these communities. And as we talk about this, what is knowledge? What is that philosophy of knowledge? This knowledge we are generating may not be useful or may be counterproductive. I'll give an example. Long ago, you'd have a maize plantation, but keep some piece of maize in the granary for planting next season. But now, the knowledge we have, this maize cannot be replanted. You go and buy new seed. You get it? You don't use the original seed. You buy new seed, and if you are unlucky, you plant. It is one seed. It is the seed type which puts only one piece of maize, not two. Can you imagine where we are? So my point is, you researchers, can we generate knowledge, but keep knowledge in its original values? We cannot advance in a reversing way. And it's our work as universities. It's our work. And it comes from not associating ourselves with the people that are on the ground. So if you're a supervisor, make sure the students go to the ground. This methodology where they simply tick and tick and tick, try to discourage it. Otherwise, people will not accept our work. And we must be able to go to the public. I want to thank you, Professor Abao and team, for completing phase 1 successfully. You did not let us down. I was there at the launch and I told you, do it well. When you do it well, Honorable Nyombe will give us, now he has given us phase 2. And I think, ED, for MUBS, you don't need to take us through BD. You know, I'm a procurement expert. We go direct sourcing because no one beats us at our game, I can assure you. Yes? So let us go. When there is another one, you say, for MUBS, we don't take them through competition. You can compete with Lot B and others. Yeah. So thank you so much for giving us an opportunity. Actually, you're giving us an opportunity to link with the public. We are not only getting some money and experience, but we are getting an opportunity to do our work. And from government to government, this should be the collaboration. To all of you visitors that have visited MUBS, thank you so much. It's a nice thing to see you and to know that we are here, not wasting time, but doing things that concern humanity. May God bless you. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll use this opportunity as an adjunct lecturer here, who is going to begin their work with immediate effect. You see, professors do not order. They make their orders in the request, so I hope that that has been noted. So as part of faculty here, allow me to invite my boss to invite the guest of honor. So I will ask my boss to come back and invite the chief guest. You can report that one of the newest lecturers at MUBS invited the principal to call the ED.
Thank you, Samson. Thank you, Madam ED. It has been a pleasure to welcome you to MUBS. All these people are waiting to hear from your wisdom. I want to appreciate you. Please welcome ED to speak to us.
Thank you very much, Professor Mwezi. After that high IP speech, yeah, you wonder whether I want to talk, but thank God I am representing the Honorable Nyobitembo. Yeah, but is it good afternoon now already? Oh, wow, yeah. You're going to get a physical booster, yeah, after this. When we are, before I relay the remarks from Honorable Nyobitembo, whom I'm representing, earlier we had a chat with Dr. Dennis as we are coming, and we are talking about e-booster, and he testified, waliwo ababadde obujulizi wano, program kyebakoledde, naye Dr. Dennis, Aguma, Dr. Aguma, naye yatuwadde obujulizi. He gave us testimony that for him he benefited by being associated with eBooster. Now he's going to become a professor. First as so, and then he told us some professors also got married and others he didn't want to declare. Then he also said my colleague, James Beronda, who is the director and really behind the reason for which UCC is shining with their team, Dr. James Beronda, and I'll ask the team to stand right now who have come with UCC, the whole team here. Yeah, UCSAF, along, yeah. These people spend almost on every month they're in the field with the masses, yeah? Yeah, under the UCSAF program, have a seat, yeah. So apparently also James Beronda got boosted. He's now a director, and also he has been boosted. So the way the storyline was going, I decided that I'll also soon be boosted. Yeah. Yeah, and as you can see also, our journalist here is really shining. He's being boosted. While you were talking, and they were saying that you're here as a volunteer, there's what is called, I used AI, you know, and I typed development journalism. That is an area you may want to look at, and you won't have to pay me when you thrive in that area. But development journalism, I read it's what touches on such things. You report on areas that impact on development, and that's why we are here. So for me, it's a pleasure to be here also personally, because as part of my role of enabling the promotion of research into modern techniques, we collaborate a lot with academia and industry. And sometimes you have dreams and ideas, but when you see them actually come to pass, it's really encouraging. And I'm very sure that the team in the UCSAP are very happy. Yeah, at least your year is going to end well. You can go back and tell your families that part of the work you do has touched humanity, like we have heard, and caring. So let me now go on to deliver the remarks of Honorable Nyombi Tembo, who would have loved to be here. Because even before he became the ED, he was at the forefront of the Universal Service Access Program, so he really appreciates and is passionate about the program, but he had other assignments to attend to. So again, Professor Muhezi, congratulations again on your appointment. Professor Muhezi, the team of MUBS, distinguished guests, the media, I think, the cohort of Kasumba, who he kept giving instructions, ladies and gentlemen, and all the young people here, including my son in the audience, who accompany me here. Good morning. It is an honor and privilege to join you today. It's afternoon, good afternoon, to join you today at the launch of the second phase of the eBooster program. This is a remarkable initiative that aligns perfectly with UCC and why we exist, to promote development and use of ICT solutions. By fostering a culture of innovation and supporting the development of homegrown solutions, we aim to bridge the digital divide and position Uganda as a regional ICT hub. First and foremost, allow me to commend the Commission's team, especially the Uganda Communication Universal Service and Access Fund team, led by the Director, Mr. James Beronda, and also thank our partners, MUBS, and the project team lead, Professor Ernest Abaho, for the dedication and collaboration that has made even the second phase. The first phase possible. We have had the testimonials, but now also moving into the second phase. This partnership clearly demonstrates what we can achieve when we come together. And I think Professor Muhezi also talked about that. Together you go faster and better. In empowering communities, bridging the digital divide, and fostering innovation by ensuring that ideas that emerge from our communities, these people where the projects are being launched or are happening, also themselves generate ideas that feed back to improve initiatives, and which is very important and makes the knowledge that has been talked about applicable to solving problems and making our lives better. Makerere University Business School, MUBS, your invaluable support to identify and nurture innovative solutions. Your expertise and commitment in fostering innovation in our country are truly commendable. Together, we are creating an ecosystem that empowers entrepreneurs, startups, and innovators by providing them with a platform, resources, and mentorship to enable them succeed. So, you heard, we are told that the companies that benefit from these are already existing companies, but they are given a boost, yeah? An e-boost to go further. So, I hope that apart from the testimonies of the impact of the beneficiaries, that also the bottom line of those companies has improved or will improve, as in there have been other aspects that have come out of this partnership. We know technology is a great equalizer, yeah? You see us all here today. We have everyone. We have the people who are representing the beneficiaries. We have the professors, and all of us are here. Technology is a great equalizer. It provides unprecedented opportunities for businesses to scale and for communities to overcome barriers of distance, access, and resources. By investing in initiatives like eBooster, the UCC is not only supporting the development of innovative solutions, but we are also bridging the digital divide, especially in the unserved and underserved community, and there is a lot of work to do, but we continue empowering people and community, using ICT to address unique challenges faced by unserved and underserved, and it was good to see the output of the visually impaired assistant, and also to encourage MUBS. There's what is called inclusive design. So you design your project at the beginning, keeping in mind that there will be people who are visually impaired, so that you don't have to attach the technology after. That way you become even more sustainable. So that is also something you can ingrain within in this second phase. Creating opportunities for growth and development and contributing to a thriving ICT ecosystem. I see here Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg on these walls. There's some person I'm not seeing, but I guess they'll be represented by a Ugandan on these walls. Yeah, hopefully years from now, this wall, whether it will be a virtual or physical, will actually have some faces that we can associate with as well. We have seen Cinnamon Solutions demonstrate. We saw the video of the fishing community and how their lives were changed through using ICTs for financial management. I have seen also the FIST. Were these the books from FIST? This is also from Cinnamon. Oh, these were from Cinnamon. Yeah, and one of the books, the first entries were done during COVID, 2020. Can you imagine? So during COVID, people were still innovating, but not aided by technology. But it was quite interesting looking at those books and at least seeing that the records, yeah, even saying the reason for the loan, when it was entered, there are even words like outstanding balance. This is before Cinnamon came on the scene. Yeah, so it is very good, and it's good to see that. FIST farms, there are some people who are too busy to have farm managers and all that. They have a solution out there. I have taken the comment about Play Store. Whereas UCC, of course, these are commercial companies and we may not directly have authority here to cause them, but it's something that we shall look at and see. Maybe more sustainable is having facilities, a development environment where people can be able to access such resources subsidized by government. But these are, I think, things that Engineer Arnold and team should pick up so that we see how to make such initiatives more sustainable. The visually impaired app, it's very liberating. You saw the testimony of the lady who was saying that some people had never held a mobile phone. Yeah, some of us in this room, we are spoiled for choice, yeah, on gadgets. Yeah, so ICT also liberates. There's something about holding something that you hear other people are holding in Kampala or in outside countries. So it's very good. And the justice system through pro bono legal services. So because of this that we have witnessed, we are confident that even the second phase will build upon this and yield solutions to empower businesses further. and impact, and it was mentioned that it has to be aligned to the overall vision where we are going as a country, Vision 2040, the National Development Plan. Now we are in the 4th cycle, and under ICT we also have the Digital Transformation Roadmap. So it's very important that all these move together so that we can really be able to tell our success story well. To those who are intending or who have been boosted to participate in the second phase, you have heard, this is not just for the sake of ticking a box and that, but you're really impacting humanity. You're taking care and giving back, and also contributing to socio-economic development. So we hope that you take advantage of this opportunity. Don't fear to try. Apply, yeah? Step up to the plate, bring your ideas, learn from others. I noted the lady, Anita, who was an intern and continues to go on the program. Such is very key, and I encourage that you also continue, people who have been part of this process, to continue the knowledge transfer. As a commission, we remain committed to supporting this initiative to harness the power of ICT for national development. While we have made significant strides, much work remains to be done, and we have had the different challenges, including sustainability, and we'll continue to address these. As we move forward, let us ensure that no one is left behind, and I think we're already doing this, because at the end of the day, we come from these communities, yeah? I know during Christmas, that's when some of us want to associate with where we came from. Before then, we don't quite want. So those people that you associate with and whoever they represent, those are the ones we are talking about, to ensure that they are not left behind and that every Ugandan has the opportunity to benefit from technological advancements. Together, we can create a more inclusive, prosperous, and connected Uganda. In closing, I extend my deepest gratitude to everyone who is here and others who will follow or who have been following, who have played a role in making this event and program possible. Let us continue to work together, fostering innovation, empowering our communities through technology. Thank you, and I look forward to witnessing the incredible innovative solutions that will emerge from this second phase of eBooster program. And I take this, on this note, I would like to launch the second phase of the eBooster program for God and my country. Thank you very much.
Another very big hand clap. I will also clap because that is my regulator. Madam, thank you very much. Please, as we report this story, do not include a bite from politicians. These are things here. If you look at, and many of us have traveled, if you look at the way the news or shows are produced in the United States and Britain, you'll notice that comments are usually from experts and academics. I don't know why in Uganda, comments are predominantly from politicians, and I've never been sure whether they know what they're talking about. So as a regulator and as persons interested in academics, I think we owe it to ourselves to occupy those spaces. You can imagine what the ripple effect would be if there was a program, of course hosted by myself, in the world of academics, sponsored by the Uganda Communication Commission, or sponsored by MUBS, where you have a space where you routinely have people from here coming on television or radio to let us know what MUBS is working on and what it is solving. What that will do is it will inspire young children to join that space. If you look at, I think the last election, about 10% of Ugandans were vying for one political office or another because they see politicians. So if we occupy that space, I've seen Professor Bao, Professor Augustus Nwagaba, and I think another doctor from MBI have occupied that space, but I think they are not enough. So Professor, think about making sure that you conquer that space. I will not talk about that too much. And then you will see the effect happening in a few years. And lastly, but by no means least, I'd like to call another professor to close this, and that is my colleague within this institution and the profession, Professor Kitui. I keep saying this because I have been boosted and I can't believe my luck. We'll discuss the fees later.
Thank you, Professor Kasumba, our newest colleague. After all, the boss has directed. So you are most welcome to MUBS as a colleague in the Department of Media Studies. I will adopt Professor Baho's protocol, though he left some of us out, so I will add, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon once again. You are welcome to Makerere University Business School. My bosses have spoken, so I don't want to risk my job by attempting to dilute their speeches. So I will only speak, I'll address two issues. One is to appreciate our stakeholders of the e-booster, beginning with the UCC, represented by Madame Christine Mujimba and her team of top management. May we clap for them, please? Thank you very much for the support. We really appreciate. You have seen the testimonies here. We have all been boosted. Next, we appreciate Makerere University Business School, led by Professor Moses Muhwez and his team of top management. A hand claps, please. Also, we appreciate the e-booster 2013 participants, 2023 participants. We have seen their testimonies, we have seen the impact, and I must declare I'm already biased. I believe that the e-booster 2024 winners are already here with us. I hope that will not get me sacked. But clearly you have done a commendable job. Thank you very much. We also appreciate the e-booster team led by our one and only Professor Ernest Baho. Thank you for leading us well. My next task is to present our commitment as the e-booster that this time around we want to spread across the country. We have seen that the testimonies here were given in Uganda and Rusoga. So next time, we want to have some testimonies in Rugisu, in Acholi, in Ruchiga, and others, so that the e-booster becomes a truly national project. So we want to, like the principal has already said, we are going to activate e-booster in all our regional campuses. And principal, we forgot the 5th campus, which is Ruzira Upper Prisons. Because we are not the managers, so principal left it, but we have a satellite campus in Ruzira Prisons. We teach them there and graduate them, and you must agree with me that those people are unserved. So you may pick interest in serving them as well through the e-booster. So we are going to activate e-booster in all our regional campuses. We are going to advertise extensively in regional radio stations and preferably in local languages, so that we can attract participants from across the country. We want to also do an impact study to have visual audio repository which showcases the works that our winners have done. And I hope this will help create visibility for both the MUBS and UCC. And such that we don't know where UCC gets the money that they are giving these people, but in case it is the Parliament of Uganda, you should be able to convince them with the videos that we are going to create in our impact study. Our values as the e-booster, transparency is number one. We try to be as transparent as much as possible, integrity, accountability, and effective communication. We want to involve all the stakeholders. That's why we invited all of you to come here and witness the launch. And lastly, I want to end by issuing a call to action for applications that we have launched a website, eBooster website, which can be accessed at www.ebooster.co.ug. All the guidelines are there. Please, before you apply, go through the guidelines. After that, you'll access the submission portal. And this time around, UCC has allowed us to receive at least a maximum of 2 submissions from a company. So if Feast or Cinnamon, you have 2 projects, you can submit a maximum of 2. So you go to the portal, you get all the guidelines, and then you'll be able to submit. With those few remarks, thank you very much. May God bless you.
Thank you, Prof. Of course, in a world where alien skin is very popular, you can understand how eBooster will be competing with individuals like alien skin. But that doesn't stop us doing what we have to do. I generally believe that if you are working on something huge at inception, there must never be many people. If you look at the foundations of an aeroplane, there were 2 white men involved. But now look at how many people are flying on that. Whether it is Islam or Christianity, usually the beginnings, not many people are involved. So when you see a few people involved in something, you know that years to come, it will serve many, and in this case, will leave very few underserved and unserved. So I am not usually too bothered. We are onto something really, really huge. The intention had been breakfast, but we have now progressed and been boosted to brunch. So Remy will come and let us know the modalities of accessing that brunch, which will leave nobody underserved or unserved. So Remy, can you please come and let us in on how the modalities will be, and then I let you in on what is going to be the last action.
Thank you, Professor Kasumba. Good afternoon, everyone, all protocol observed. Remy Kirunda is my name, and I manage the incubation activities here at the center. Very happy to welcome you in this space. The winners spend 24 hours in this very room. We change it to whatever we want according to the program that we have. It was a very wonderful experience. So thank you so much. Thank you, Professor and team, for that experience. That's what we live for every day. And we also have the underserved community that Professor talked about, the students. I speak like this because as manager incubation, we are looking at pipeline. Where in 5 years will you find the cinnamons if we don't go through the ideation? So UCC, that's one thing, Professor, we need to talk about. How do we get a student walk through the university under our ideation program? We have a startup garage that we run that ignites that innovation to a student. So it's one of the areas that maybe you can think about in sustainability. So very simple. We will have a team led by our principal and the team lead, eBooster, Professor Abaho, move to the boardroom. That will have our, yes, the team that is led. And then those of you who are in a t-shirt like mine and others, we have our breakfast, our brunch, they call it brunch. Downstairs, we'll pick our bites and then come back here and enjoy. But before that, I think, Professor Samson, you have communication on the photos, huh? Because it's important. Once we go into the eating, we need the photos, and some of us need evidence. Thank you.
So we will move out of here, of course, beginning with the chief guest, the principal, and members of the management team, then with the staff, and after that, After that, but generally speaking, on a very serious note, we are all going down at the branded place for the photo shoot, the press briefing, then we will do the meals after that. Shall we stand up again for the anthems in reverse order? The singing happened very well, so we will leave the music for now and try that again, beginning with the East African anthem. Shall we? And I will give the key. Mungu, shall we? Mungu twaomba uilinde jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu, jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Oh Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy united free for liberty, together we'll As the chief guest leaves, we will all proceed downstairs for the photo shoot and then the media briefing, and then we will do the meals. I've mentioned these things in the order of their importance. Followed by other professors and members of the management team. Of course, if you are here to be part of this, then you have to be in the picture, because later on they may ask, where were you in this picture, and you are nowhere.
So that means we gotta